Hello and welcome to News Flash. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. When Rahul Gandhi announced that he will step down as the Congress chief in the aftermath of the devastating Lok Sabha election results under his leadership, many within his own party thought they would be able to convince him and there will be no crisis. Well, Rahul refused and thus began the more than 2-month-long hunt for his successor. The brief was simple: get a non-Gandhi chief for the Congress party. There were still doubts whether the new chief will be able to manage on their own. But after months of dilly-dallying and back and forth, the Congress's hunt for a non-Gandhi president ended, well, in a Gandhi. The 72-year-old ailing Sonia Gandhi was the result of months and months and months of deliberation. Family loyalist AK Antony has reportedly expressed his reservation at this decision. So are we to assume that the Congress simply cannot think beyond the Gandhis for leadership? Are the Gandhis a political compulsion? Or is this simply the Congress's bankruptcy to ideate on the issue of a non-Gandhi leadership? That debate up ahead.
विपक्ष की सबसे दमदार आवाज बनकर उभर पाए, इसीलिए कांग्रेस कार्य समिति ने निर्णय किया कि वो आवाज श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी की है.
Gandhi back at the helm. I want to know, let me quickly introduce my studio guest at this moment. Sanjeev Tiwari is a political analyst and Aarti Jairath, a senior journalist. We'll also be joined in by Brajesh Kalappa of the Congress party, who may or may not like this discussion. And Shantanu Gupta is also a political analyst. So Aarti ji, we'll begin with you. They just can't think beyond the Gandhis, can they? Is it even possible to imagine a non-Gandhi Congress president?
So, Sanket, I think we need to go back a little bit into history. We keep talking about this as a grand old party of Indian politics, the party of the freedom struggle, the party of Gandhi, Patel, Nehru and so on. But let me tell you, that party died 50 years ago. In 1969, when Indira Gandhi split it, and she led away a huge faction out of that party and formed what was called a new Congress. This is the Congress we see today, a new Congress which she crafted around her personality. It was Indira Gandhi who was the dominant figure
Congress
in that.
It
became Congress I in the second split of 1978, when the party was actually named after her, Congress Indira, Congress I, right? So this is the party that we see today. So I mean, I think we need to really rid ourselves of the illusions that that this is the old Congress, that led the freedom movement and so on. This is a party that Indira Gandhi crafted in her own image, and in the 1971 elections, she made the party completely irrelevant when she fought it purely on the strength of her personality. You know, Indira, wo kehte hai Indira hatao, main kehti hu garibi hatao. And slowly, once she swept back to power, it was a winning slogan. She swept back to power. And then she one by one discarded all those who were a challenge to her, or who could be a challenge to her, or could be a threat. And ultimately, it became a family-run concern. You know, when Sanjay Gandhi started rising before the emergency, and then later, of course, when Sanjay died, then Rajiv Gandhi, and when Indira Gandhi died, then Rajiv Gandhi took over. So it became a family-run concern. Now, I think the Congress really, so I think it works in two ways. One is, I think the Congress cannot imagine life without a Gandhi at the helm.
Correct.
And I think the party, or the Gandhi family also, does not want to let go control of the Congress party. So because if you look at the names that were doing the rounds, Mukul Vasle,
they were all loyalists.
They were all loyalists, people who would have been rubber stamps with the Gandhis, you know, sort of controlling from behind.
So what was this exercise then?
It was stupid. It was completely, I mean, frankly, if the Congress had had any sense, they should have done this right at the beginning when Rahul Gandhi stepped down, put Indira Gandhi, put Sonia Gandhi in as interim president, and say we will have elections next year when we will choose a new president.
Okay. Brajesh Kalappa as well as Shantanu Gupta are also with us. Brajesh, let me introduce you to this conversation. What do you have to say? I mean, there are experts here who feel experts feel that this was an exercise in futility right from the word go. What does non-Gandhi mean in a party which revolves around the Gandhis?
See, I think, as far as this decision, Sanket, we all know how this decision came through. I think the chronology of how it all began was something which began in 2019 May, when Rahulji said that he's not going to continue as a president. And then the CWC was empowered to take a decision. And when naturally, a situation came that whether you take some decisions which may or not fetch you good results, I think you go for a safe pair of hands. I think this is something which every congressman would agree with.
No, Mr. Kalappa, let me just politely remind you the words of Mr. AK Antony as reported in today's newspapers as well, where he says that this was not a good decision, unquote. He says that a woman who's 72, who gave up this position because she was not well, you have put her back on the driver's seat simply because of the party's indecision. Now, I wonder whether this is indecision or this is deliberate, because no one in the CWC wants to imagine a non-Gandhi Congress or dare not imagine a non-Gandhi Congress.
See, as far as the Gandhi family is concerned, they are the glue which holds the Congress party together. I don't think one needs to elaborate on that. I think it's stated and restated several times over, so I don't think that's an issue which I need to restate. But as far as Mrs. Gandhi is concerned, the decision to make her the interim president came because there was, of course, there were several names which were doing the round, and one couldn't agree on one particular name or the other. And in any event, this was not an occasion, because after having faced electoral defeat twice over, whether this was the time to take, to take steps which may have led you along the wrong direction. So I think the CWC took a decision that this must be...
No, but then, there are critics, Mr. Kalappa, and let me quickly go to Shantanu Gupta also. Shantanu, many critics, such as yourself, will say that this was a no-brainer. I mean, if this was the decision, it could have been taken in May. I mean, a lot of damage has happened between May and August.
Sakir, this was, yeah.
Do you think a lot of people would have defected from the Congress party had they known that Sonia Gandhi is coming back?
Exactly. Sakir, I think a couple of us have a hint that maybe Congress from a private company will try to become a public entity. But I think it remained private, and there were names like Jyotiradiya Scindia, Sachin Pilot, Shashi Tharoor, or whatnot. But I think finally it's back to square one, and I think someone explained that's the history of Congress, and that's exactly what differentiates BJP and Congress today. Apart from the leadership of Modi and Amit Shah, that will change over time. But whenever a local leader grow big in Congress, he will shunt it off, be it Sharad Pawar or Biju Patnaik or Mamata Banerjee, YSR Reddy. They all shunted off when they became big. So, and on the contrary, Narendra Modi, who was almost a second or third level leader in 2014.
None of these leaders were shunted out. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
that's
sorry.
the exact difference in Congress and BJP.
Don't give wrong analysis. None of these leaders were sent out. I don't think Sharad Pawarji was asked to go out.
Come on, everyone knows why Sharad Pawar left, why Biju Patnaik left, or a Mamata Banerjee, or YSR.
Never left the party.
Everyone knows that.
Analyst, kindly give some realistic event. Because if you're
just after YSR, his son was not accommodated, so he left. And likes of YSR and Mamata Banerjee, Patnaik, they have state governments. Congress would be having three more state governments if they were part of the Congress.
Including Biju Patnaik, none of them was forced out. They left of their own accord.
No, okay. So gentlemen, before this becomes a lesson in history for all of us, I want to know as of this moment.
We all know why.
No, I'm only talking about the present. Shantanu Gupta and Brajesh Kalappa, you can talk about Congress's history, rich or otherwise, offline, because I want to focus on the present. And if this decision had to be taken, Sanjeev Tiwari, my only submission is, should have taken this decision in May. You would have saved 12 Congress MLAs from switching to TRS, 10 Congress MLAs from switching to BJP, 14 Congress MLAs resigning, leader of opposition in Maharashtra switching to BJP, and Rajya Sabha party whip, an MLA.
And MP.
MP.
Sanjay.
Beg your
Sanjay
pardon.
Singh.
Bhubaneswar Kalita.
Yeah.
He moves.
The issue is that.
Sanjay Singh moves.
Yeah, Sanket, the issue is that I am completely in agreement with Aarti what she was talking about. It's a dynasty-driven
that rare
political
occasion.
party.
Very rare.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
very rare.
surprised.
And the issue is that she was talking about the history of the political Congress party. You go back to 1919, it's the 100th year of this family when you start from the Motilal Nehru, when he became the president of the Congress party. This is the 100th year. And not only that, you go for the organizational decline and decay of the Congress party. It happened in last 20 years. In out of 45 parliamentary constituency, not more than in 225 parliamentary constituencies.
No,
there
how
is
can you take
organization
away
of-
from the fact that it was this same Sonia Gandhi
Number one.
that led the Congress party to a
But the
victory
issue
in
is that
2004
the
and
BJP,
2009.
the BJP of 2004 is not the BJP of 2004 is not the BJP of 2019. This is the difference. The leadership is different, the organizational capability is different. And the most important is that my friend was just talking about this party works as a glue in the political party of the Congress. I am very surprised how a family could work as a glue in this political party, because there is lack of ideology, there is lack of political policies of the Congress, and that is why the reason is that a number of leaders, they have left the Congress party in the last 75 days.
Okay.
This is another reason.
Okay.
And when we talk about the future and the prospect of this.
Yeah, let's now devote the next 10 minutes to the future.
Yeah, when we talk about the future of the Congress party, it's very, it's not very clear, very, very unclear
Okay, unclear future of the Congress party.
Because of two reasons. Indiscipline is there and intra-party fight is there between the old bloc and the new bloc. You must have seen it.
Okay.
When the two chief ministers, they were selected, one is the Rajasthan, the other is in the MP.
Yes, we know history.
It was clear.
Yes, Brajesh Kalappa, let me now quickly come back to you. See, what has been said and done is done. Let's look ahead. Let's look forward. So now with Sonia Gandhi and also to set the record straight and to state facts here on Newsflash, this is an interim arrangement till such time that the CWC decides to choose a new president, right? So Brajesh Kalappa, going forward for I don't know how much time Sonia Gandhi remains as the interim president, I want to know from you what really is the expectation.
See, I think the expectation, Sanket, is to do politics in a manner in which we did, which was very successfully in between 2004 and 2014. And prior to that, the way in which Mrs. Gandhi actually built up the party, the way in which people had this political party and said that we are finished, we are not a political party which will exist in future. We had all the Mr. Tiwari's and Mr. Shantanu's saying that we are finished as a political force. There is the Congress party still has a vote base of about 12 crore votes, 12 crore plus votes. Now the point is to increase this vote base, to make the political party more relevant to the Indian people, and to reach out to the masses. I think this is the
you're trudging on such a dangerous path, Brajesh Kalappa, because Aarti Jarat, if you listen to what Mr. Kalappa said, he mentioned the glory period of the Congress party between 2004 and 2014.
Yeah.
Right?
2000. Yeah, that's right.
2004 to 2014, and in 2014 also we saw the decline of the Congress party. All the qualities that he has listed out of Sonia Gandhi will be read as the weaknesses of Rahul Gandhi. Juxtapose these two people and you would all the things that Mr. Kalappa has said as the achievement of Sonia Gandhi fly in the face or will be considered as a weak leadership of Rahul Gandhi.
Well,
is this the Congress admitting that this is Rahul Gandhi's weak leadership or bad
Rahul
leadership?
also had a very big role between 2004 and 14. He was the vice president of the Congress party. He was general secretary of the Congress party.
No, he became
Much
vice
later.
president between
Much later.
2009 and 2014.
Yeah.
No, but he was general secretary earlier. He was a member
No,
of parliament.
only after
He was a
2008.
very important. an important member of the Congress party between 2004 and 14.
You know,
so I don't think you can steal away, you can
Brajesh,
take away what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has contributed to the party.
see, I think one thing we have to understand is that 2019 is not 2004. 2019, the Congress is faced with two very serious challenges. One is that they have a very formidable opponent in Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Who actually Narendra Modi has replaced Indira Gandhi as the predominant leader in Indian, on the Indian political landscape.
Correct. And you can't, it's unreasonable to expect a Sonia Gandhi, an ailing, she's not well.
Absolutely.
To expect her to take on
that challenge.
formidable
Number
challenger.
One. Number two, I think the other problem with the Congress is that, yes, it's true that, Sonia Gandhi is a consensus figure. She, likes to carry everybody along and so on. But what is the signal that has come out? The signal that has come out is that the old guard is still in charge of the Congress party. So this really dashes hopes of all the young people.
The fact that the young never wanted to take over. Or the young was not dynamic enough in the Congress party.
No, I don't think so. They're not given a chance. Yes, that's right. They have not been given a chance to take over.
Okay.
And I mean, so when Sonia Gandhi joined politics in 1997, end of 97, she joined politics because the Congress was falling apart. Mamata Banerjee had left, Kumara Mangalam had left, and there was an exodus taking place. So she joined, and that exodus stopped. But I don't know today whether she can stop that exodus.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because all these young people who have now, there was a flicker of hope for them, that flicker of hope has gone because the old guard is still very much in control.
Okay.
So
but
what do they do?
Interim.
No, it may be interim, but how long do we know? How long will this interim
okay,
last?
Brajesh,
is Sonia Gandhi now going to really get, sort of set the process in motion for an election next year, which will keep the hopes of the young people alive? Or is she going to just, kind of, just sit
Brajesh,
there and, sort of keep this boat from rocking and not do anything very much?
Brajesh Kalappa and Shantanu Gupta. Shantanu, I'm going to come to you and then we'll go across to Brajesh. There's a statement by Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, he's a union leader. He says, and he spoke about this over that weekend meeting of the Congress party, where he says Congress has no courage to go beyond the astrological chart, which is the birth chart of one family. Congress and its politicians have made a joke of themselves. This is immediately after that decision was taken of reinstating Sonia Gandhi.
Yeah. See, I think exactly, Saket. I think they made a they made a joke of such an old political party. A lot of people who align ideologically with BJP also, they want a strong opposition. And when they see it will be rotating between Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, maybe Priyanka Gandhi's children. They made a joke, and I thought it will be a learning. If they change the guard, it will be a learning for the Yadavs of the UP or the Gaudas of Karnataka or the Abdullahs of J&K that stop making these as private companies. And learn from BJP or maybe left, though left, there's nothing left of left. But learn from the BJP that based on the merit, based on the popularity, based on the organizing capacity,
but then you defeat your own argument.
Out of a person in your party.
See, leadership by
but
rotation.
They lost this opportunity completely.
Or democratic leadership within the party. You've got the system of the left much before the BJP ever came into existence, but the left is decimated. My point is, as long as you've got a dynasty which delivers, I think that nobody has a problem with it.
Absolutely.
As long as it works. It's working in some cases. Many of the NDA allies are proud dynasts. They're proud dynasts. Right? Brajesh Kalappa.
Look at the Shiv Sena.
Look at the Shiv Sena.
It's a totally dynasty-driven party. The Akali Dal is a dynasty-driven party. They're both your allies.
Lok Janshakti party. I mean, we can go on and on.
Yes.
Brajesh Kalappa.
Why are we comparing regional parties with Congress?
No, I'm just saying
political parties.
It's a regional party.
They're still political
it's
parties.
The point on dynasty that you were making. It was a rebuttal to that.
None of them became national parties ever.
Okay. Brajesh Kalappa, I want to know what do you expect from an unwell interim president? Do you think she will be able to get all these people who have deserted or jumped from your ship back on? Win more allies? consolidate the opposition space?
See, Sanket, in Karnataka where I'm sitting, 17 MLAs have joined the BJP or are likely to join the BJP.
We are aware.
Right? And there will be more from time to time. Right? So, in a way, there are 116 MPs who are with the BJP and they've all been in the Congress party at some point in time. So, if the BJP is welcoming deadwood and it's welcoming everything that is bad, right? People who don't have an ideological anchoring, no moorings. So the future of the BJP, I think, is available for everybody to tell, right? So today, if the Indian National Congress is in a position where, just like the BJP, we have lost 2 back-to-back elections, it's time for us to go back to basic.
You tell me, no, Mr. Kalappa, was it so difficult for a 50-plus CWC to be able to choose a non-Gandhi member? Was it so difficult?
So I was saying that the BJP also had a similar crisis when they lost the second election in 2009. So political parties always have to, in some manner, we have to reinvent ourselves, right? We are in the process of doing so.
What sort of reinventing is this?
Therefore, Mrs. Gandhi is back.
How is Sonia Gandhi as interim president reinvention?
See, Mrs. Gandhi, we have gone back to basics. We have gone back to basics. Who can fault us for that?
Brajesh, better you go to the basics and form your organization at the grassroots level, because there is no grassroots level organization in a large number of states. And in a democratic country like India, the opposition is always important.
Advice. We are not running away from anybody's advice. We'll take everybody's advice.
No, that is the concern of the nation. That is the concern of the nation. Number one, you go for the grassroots composition of the Congress party, restructuring of the Congress party.
One by one.
Number two, the important thing is that
let him finish, Sanjeev. Just one more. Yes, Brajesh, please finish your point.
I was only saying, Sanket, that we require everybody's good advice, good suggestions, including all of your panelists.
A good suggestion came from the outgoing president. Find a non-Gandhi president. That was an advice. But you never agreed.
Congress party has said we are not going to find a non-Congress, non-Gandhi president. Mrs. Gandhi is here as an interim arrangement.
No, I think this lends credence to the point that was being made by Aarti Jairath, where she says that you don't want to look beyond the Gandhis. In fact, you are hardwired to not look beyond the Gandhis. How do you respond to this criticism? Final question.
No, see, the intent is there. I think the intent itself was to find somebody else, and Mrs. Gandhi and Rahulji, they both abstained from attending that meeting. So I think the intent is there.
Okay.
It will take a little bit of time. Everything takes time.
Okay.
So loyalty matters, Sanket, and the psychophancy matters. That is the two important things.
At the end of the day, Brajesh, I think the point is Sonia Gandhi going to play the role of a night watchman, or is she going to actually get down to business to reinvent the party as you're talking? Because that you can't go on waiting forever for this reinvention to take place. In the meantime, the BJP is running away with all your MPs, MLAs, leaders, and so on.
Okay, take this,
so
Brajesh, take this as constructive criticism that is coming in from Aarti Jairath. I have run out of time. Thank you very much for all of you all to speak on a party which at least the ruling class or the ruling dispensation has written off. Many in the ruling dispensation have written off. Can they reinvent themselves? Because boy, this country needs an opposition. Short break at this moment. News continues on NDTV.